2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Quays News. I'm Elliot Royce.
I'm Ben Pearson. Here is what's coming up on the programme today.
Red Nose Day 2025 kicks off tomorrow and will be in full swing with comic relief Funny for Money airing at 7 p.m. live from Media City in Salford.
Who let the dogs out?
Woof, 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 woof.
Pop and Bark organise parties for different breeds of dogs ranging from Dachshunds to Dalmatians.
Salford prop Brad Singleton has been confirmed as the next man to leave the Red Devils as he departs the club to join Castleford Tigers with immediate effect.
And the blind superhero Daredevil gets a mural that can be enjoyed through sight, sound and touch.
Tomorrow sees the return of comic relief, which is happening at Salford Media City.
We have reporter Will Upton live on location to tell us more. So, tell us more about what's happening tomorrow, Will.
I can indeed. Tomorrow is going to be Red Nose Day 2025. It's going to be in full swing with comic relief Funny for Money beginning tomorrow at 7 p.m. here, live in Media City. The lineup of hosts is going to include Jonathan Ross, Davina McCall, Joel Dommett, Alison Hammond, Ryland Clark and Alicia Dixon. They're going to be celebrating 40 big years of comic relief, and the night of comedy is going to feature sketches, live performances of musical acts, and loads of surprises sprinkled throughout. You can also expect plenty of entertainment from your favourite shows, including Strictly Come Dancing, Gladiators, Not Going Out, and Beyond Paradise.
Are there any special events that we should be looking out for, Will?
There are. Radio 1's ultra-marathon man, Jamie Lang, will be hitting the road. He already is hitting the road, in fact, with a staggering 150-plus mile run from London to Salford. According to his Instagram, he's currently on day 4 and has passed through Loughborough and is making his way from Matlock to Kegworth today. So far, he's raised an astonishing £510,665 and is aiming to arrive at the Imperial War Museum right here in Salford tomorrow.
Do you have a dog, Elliot?
I don't know. I have a little cat called Casper, little black cat, not like the friendly ghost, but he's a lovely little boy. But I don't have a dog. I do quite like a dog though.
Well, what if I told you that there was a doggy disco in Manchester this week?
Well, I'd say tell me more, Ben.
Well, I won't, but our reporter Elena Towell will.
Ever wanted to live in a Disney movie? Pop and Bark let you live out your dream and step into 101 Dalmatians with their Dalmatian Cafe. Though they didn't quite reach 101, there were certainly a lot of spots roaming around Revolution. They host parties for dogs and their owners around the country, including Manchester, and mother and daughter Emma and Lily, who are self-proclaimed crazy Dalmatian ladies, have been waiting for the Dalmatian Cafe to make its way up north.
It's cool to have photos. I love the Dalmatian Cafe signs and because they're very cosy dogs. They are very, they're good-looking dogs, so it's really nice to have take photos of them.
Pop and Bark was created by James Morgan as a dog meet-up in Surrey for his pug Bertie. It now hosts events for all kinds of breeds to have their own version of a kid's disco birthday party with their owners.
Originally, I used to run a dog meet-up for my sick dog in Surrey. It was for a pug meet-up, and he was actually in a wheelchair, and when it got really cold on the outside, we moved it into a warm coffee shop, and then it just gradually became boozier, and then sort of kind of took off from there, really. So we started off doing it for maybe 50, 60 people. Some days we do festivals for a couple of thousand, and it's just, it was never intentional, but it just kind of, we went with it.
It's not just the owners that have a great time though. With a puppuccino stall, lots of treats and so many other dogs to play with, the Dalmatians have a great time. They say so themselves.
What's part of the day?
These events are hosted in different cities around the nation, including London, Glasgow and Birmingham. They run all year round and range from Dachshunds and Beagles to Retrievers and Labradors. Elena Towell, Quays News, Manchester.
Last Sunday, the St Patrick's Day Parade returned to Manchester and attracted thousands of people, whether you're fully Irish, one of your parents is Irish, or you just like a pint. Paddy's Day has got you covered.
Our reporter Ciara Aston is not Irish or even much of a drinker, but she managed to fit in and has more.
It's been 35 years since the first St Patrick's Day parade in Manchester, and all these years later, the celebrations are not showing a sign of slowing down. The parade brought the glitz of the Emerald Isle to the city streets and featured representatives from all 32 counties in Ireland. Organisers say the annual celebrations aren't just for the Irish though.
It's just great to see an event like this, which is for everybody in Manchester. It's not just for Irish people. Everybody can join in because it's great to see the kids, the families, the music, and it's just a time to just let your hair down, have a great time. Manchester, provided us with a life when we came over here from Dublin, and I'm a proud Irish Mancunian.
For the first time since before COVID, the parade has finished here in Manchester instead of going back to Cheetham Hill. Thousands of people have lined the streets today, and it's been the biggest parade in the last few years. There are over 30 floats that featured in the parade, which are made up of charities, sports groups, businesses and Irish bands. One organisation featured was the Britain Gaelic Athletic Association, who were happy about the parade's triumphant return to the city centre.
It makes a massive difference coming back into the city. There's no doubt the crowd is back. Next year we're in Albert Square and there'll be thousands more. When we get back into Albert Square and we have O'Shea's marquee there as well, it'll be even better. It's definitely gone to another level here today.
With even bigger plans for the parade next year, Manchester's vibrant Irish community will continue to sing and dance their way through the streets for years to come. Ciara Aston, Quays News, Manchester.
So, did you do anything for St Patrick's Day, Ben?
Well, I didn't. I was too busy celebrating Newcastle United winning their first trophy. Hence, I'm wearing the black and white today.
Oh, that was a great result for you guys. On sport.
Oh, well, yesterday, Salford's seconds team make the journey over to Chester to play the first leg of Varsity 2025.
The day saw a huge victory for Salford, and to tell us more, reporter Freya Johnson joins us live in the studio for a roundup of the day. Freya.
In the words of Finlay Gaynor, yesterday it was Salford with a huge win. The final scores on the doors saw Salford take Varsity with a 3-2 victory on enemy ground. The day started with men's football, who took a swift 3-1 victory, with goals coming from Fergal O'Grady, Tom Wrigley and Harvey Lees. The days continued with an unfortunate loss of both water polo and netball. However, football managed to claim an 11-6 victory. But it was a huge win for the women's football, who drew 1-1 at full time, but brilliant penalties from Sophie Norton, Charlie Stratton and captain Faith Crossley saw them take a comfortable 4-2 victory. And finally, that was the moment that Salford Women's Cricket Club made history. This is the first ever team to make it to Varsity, and they continued Salford's Varsity winning streak, winning by 6 wickets and finishing the cricket game in 15 minutes. Highlights came from captain Ikra Shafka's dominating batting performance with a 20 not out, and I actually achieved my best stats ever with 3 wickets hauled, 2 in the first balls, and I didn't concede a run.
Well, congratulations, Salford seconds, and especially well done to the women's cricket team.
And you, Freya?
Up the Salford.
Now, in other sporting news, Salford Red Devils have been losing players rapidly following their ongoing financial problems. And our sports reporter Sophie Ashley is here to tell us more. So, Sophie, what are the latest out of the club?
Well, news came out last night that player Brad Singleton is leaving the club with immediate effect. The Irish international is going to Castleford Tigers as the latest departure from the club following their financial issues. He was on contract to stay until the end of 2025, however he has gone to Castleford for an undisclosed fee until the end of next season. The club are without a win in the Super League this season and also announced last week that halfback Mark Sneed will be leaving the club and joining Warrington Wolves.
So, what issues are the club facing?
Well, the Salford Red Devils started the season under a sustainability cap, which prevented them from fielding their best side. The sustainability cap was set at a 1.2 million limit, and this meant that the coach, Paul Rowley, could only play those players whose total contract value fell within the 1.2 million cap. However, things started looking up in week 1 of the season as the cap was lifted from the club when Swiss banker Dario Berta proposed a takeover of the Red Devils. But there's been a delay in funds being transferred, causing wages for February to players and staff being held up and the cap being reintroduced. The RFL have currently been honouring the players' contracts to maintain the Sky Sports partnership. However, if they continue to do this until the end of the season, the club will be automatically relegated from the Super League.
So, how are fans feeling about this uncertain time?
Well, it's not looking great for the Red Devils and fans are becoming worried.
The fans will be devastated. They're all so passionate about it. Even though it's not attached to your family or whatever, it's still part of you. So if you lose that, it's like you're losing a bit of yourself, and it makes you a little bit empty, I suppose.
She also spoke about the players' situations, looking out for themselves as well as the club.
They're people at the end of the day. They have to do what's right for them and what's right for their family. And, if that's staying with the Red Devils or having to move to another club, unfortunately, they would have to do that. Yeah. So it's sad, but it's understandable.
Sophie, what have the players had to say about this?
Well, Brad Singleton, who has just left the club, said it's no secret it's a turbulent time for the club at this moment, and this move puts family first. And current player Callum Watkinson has publicly called on the Salford owners to stop the silent treatment. He said it's been tough for the whole group, and that week when we didn't get paid, the staff not getting paid, it's wrong, it's just morally wrong. It affected their families, it's affected mine, and it's not right. I'm calm, but I've been really frustrated.
Thank you, Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie.
And some unfortunate news in the world of F1. Former team principal and pundit Eddie Jordan passed away peacefully this morning from prostate cancer, surrounded by his family. A racing driver in his youth, Eddie Jordan was known for his eccentric mannerisms and his unrivaled energy around the F1 paddock. He joined the Formula One paddock by entering his own team, Jordan Grand Prix, in 1991. That year, at the Belgian Grand Prix, they introduced the world to a certain Michael Schumacher. Jordan Grand Prix entered 250 races between 1991 and 2005, winning 4 Grand Prix and finishing 3rd in the 1999 Constructors' World Championship. After stepping away from the pit wall, Jordan joined the BBC for their coverage of Formula One. Bringing with that his famous Irish wit, he quickly became a fan favourite presenter for millions, including a 10-year-old me. He remained active until his December cancer diagnosis with his Formula for Success podcast about the ins and outs of Formula One with his former BBC co-presenter David Coulthard. Eddie Jordan will be remembered by many and missed by all.
Marvel's renowned blind superhero Daredevil has had a unique mural dedicated to him for his new show streaming on Disney+. The mural features an audio description and a panel that enables people with visual impairment to experience the arts through touch. The piece, painted by Insane51, is at the Corn Exchange and is only available for a limited time this week.
Our reporter Harry Chisnell has been at the mural to tell us more. So Harry, how does it look, sound and feel?
Yes, thank you, Will. I'm here at the Corn Exchange, where Disney and RNIB unveiled the latest mural celebrating the release of Daredevil Born Again. Now, it's not only the amazing artwork that makes this mural so special, the mural also offers a tactile version of the art, and along with an audio description, allowing the artwork to be engaged with on multiple levels and make it more accessible for those with sight loss. Sonali Ray, senior manager at R&B, said, "A show about a blind superhero is perfect for making art more inclusive. Daredevil Born Again premiered on the 4th of March, and the second series will be followed in early 2026.
And finally, Dan Walters is out on the Quays to give you the weather. It's looking like a lovely day today. What more do we have in store? Over to you, Dan.
A very good afternoon to you. It's been a very dry and warm start to the day with clear skies and beautiful sunshine. We've had the warmest day on record in spring at the moment with highs of 18 degrees. As we go through tomorrow, the high pressure stays on. The warm weather will continue with the highs of 19 degrees again tomorrow with warm weather as long as you're in the sunny spots. So keep out of the cool bits as it might get a bit chilly as heavier winds are expected. As we go through to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday brings slightly less convincing weather. It may bring patches of rain as some low pressure opens up as we go through the country, but it is expected to stay warm and it will stay bright on until Monday. Monday is going to be brighter, the weekend slightly rainier, but as you can see, I think it's time to get your sunglasses out. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dan, and that's all we have time for. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much for watching and enjoy your weekend and the lovely weather today. Take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.